Hi everyone, this is Dr. James Fung from Complete Balance Health Center in Toronto. So we had a long break after this pandemic, and now everyone's starting to go back to play sport. And some of the sports such as hockey, football, and soccer, these are high-risk sports for concussions. So we want to talk about two things on concussion today. One of them is prevention, and second is returning. Okay, so before we talk about prevention, let's talk about what causing a concussion. Let's have a quick revisit of that. So what is a concussion? A concussion injury occurs when there's an accelerated injury to the head, and that can happen directly or indirectly. So directly will be a direct impact to the brain, okay, right here, against another object. And indirect injury will be an impact towards the body's parts, such as shoulder, your trunk, or even the hips, right? That causing that accelerated injury to our brain. So that'll be indirect impact. So now we're understanding, what causing a concussions. Well, what can we do to prevent it from happening? Well, so some of the common themes, and such as, can we use equipment to prevent? So some of the common two equipments will be helmet and mouth guard. So let's talk about helmet first. Right? Remember, a concussion is when you have can be caused by direct and indirect injury, indirect impact. So if you wear a helmet, it's not going to prevent an indirect impact from happening, right? So that's why a helmet cannot truly be used as a prevention tool or equipment. And helmet is really designed to prevent injury to the skull instead of concussion. Now we know equipment don't really prevent concussion, so what does? Well, one of the most effective ways to do that is actually changing the rule of the game. In Canada, they've increased or raised the age that's allowed to contact in hockey. And they found that in a non-contact age group, there is a significant decrease in concussions. Well, of course, you would expect that, right? So the last topic on how we can prevent concussion is that, are there effective training that we can do to help prevention? Well, actually, there are. One of them is neck stiffness. Now, we gotta pay attention here. Training a neck to get more stiff is different from training our neck to become stronger, right? Because you can have a strong neck, but at the time of impact, if that strong neck is not stiff, it's not going to have any effect on reducing the risk of concussions. But if our neck is stiff at the time of impact, that is shown to reduce concussion risk. Okay. Now, second thing is vision training. So theoretically, if you think about that, you're an athlete, you're running down the field. If you cannot see opponents, other player coming at you, what's going to happen? You're going to get hit either directly or indirectly. Therefore, you're going to get a concussion. But if you can see, have a really good peripheral vision, and you can see your opponents coming at you, or other player coming at you, and if you see that coming, you can embrace yourself, causing stiffness of your neck, and get ready to get hit. And that is likely to reduce the risk of concussion. So that's why a vision training can be an effective component as part of your training to prevent concussion. So we just finished talking about tips that we can lower the risk of concussions. Now, obviously, we can't really prevent concussion from happening 100%, but we can certainly lower the risk. So when concussion does happen, what can we do to allow return to play safely? And we're going to talk about that in the next video.